Hello, Majorette fans. So I was at one of my local shops and this was hanging on the peg, so I thought I'd get it. I never knew this model existed before. I never knew the car actually existed before either. So this is called the Renault Alpine A110-50. So this dash 50 means it's a concept car from 2012. It was designed by a gentleman, Jan Jarcel, or Jan Yarcel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that person's name correctly, sorry. But it was a concept car built on a tubular frame chassis, and then it had carbon fiber bodywork, and it was a rear-wheel drive mid-engine layout. And that engine was a V6 based on the Nissan VQ engine, and it was 3.5 liters, making around 400 horsepower. And there's actually an inlet here on the roof that rammed air into that engine, so it made a lot of power, I guess. And it already had integrated jacks built into it for easier servicing. So I'm getting all this from the internet, so correct me if I'm wrong here. But all the mechanicals came from the Sport Magan trophy race car. And so that's what I found out about it. I just think it looks cool. I really like that Majorette does some of these funky vehicles like the Gran Turismo Vision cars and now this thing. So I actually learned about the car industry because I like diecast models. It's kind of weird. I don't really pay attention to the car industry too much. I kind of like models more than the real vehicles, which sounds odd. Maybe some of you guys are odd like me, I don't know. But anyways, let's take a look here and see, there's some stats here on this little card here. Not sure when this model first came out. I never knew about it. I've never actually looked at the Majorette website. I don't even know what it's like. But here we go. So yeah, they're your stats. 5.9, 0 to 60, 880 kilos, too heavy. And then it goes pretty fast, I guess. So, okay. Let's see here on the bottom of the model, made in Thailand. And then, you know, here it says 1/63rd scale, so that's pretty good. It's close enough to my other 1/64 scale cars that it can sit in the same display case and not look too weird. So looking at the wheels here, it's quite interesting that the centers are flat and then the sides are treaded, but that's for rollability, right? So it can roll easier with less friction or less tire treads grabbing onto things. Interesting construction I'm noticing as well. I've never seen one built like this. This metal tab is hooking the plastic bottom and then the rivets holding it that way. Usually I see the tab the other way, the plastic is grooving into the casting, but you know, obviously with this rear end they had to figure out something different. So we might as well start at the rear view here, and yeah, it looks pretty accurate to the photos of the car here. We got the Renault logo here, nicely chromed out, and then the exhaust tips are these things here. I'm not sure if you can tell with the darkness of. But yeah, maybe you can see right here there's an oval. Those are the exhausts. They're kind of following the contours of these interior ribs. And these ribs are all vents, you know, to help cool off that engine there. So that looks pretty realistic. Very nice. There's a little diffuser pan again here that looks realistic. So it's good. Good job. Alright, so yeah, casting problem there, I guess. A little extra metal. It's on both sides though. So maybe this mold is getting a little old or something. There's a extra metal seeping between the mold parts. Okay, on this side here we got this nice printing. I guess that's a cut-off Alpine logo. There should be like a little more there for the A. Pretty voluptuous curvature here. This styling by Jan Jarcel. The wheels don't look anything like the concept car though, and so that's why it's a good candidate for 3D printing. Nor do they roll very nice. Look at that. What is going on with this axle? Anyways, alright, so the front end, nice fine printing of the Alpine text there, looks good. No texture there, but at least we got some depth to these vents. And then there's a little bit of silver, I think. Yeah, these headlights have a little silver paint, and there's a little bit of silver on these little indications of their vents on the real car, but they're supposed to like mimic headlights from the original Alpine A110. So that's pretty good. Alright, little vent here. Tiny little vent. And weird, it's only on this side. Alright, that side, but not on this side. And I'm not sure. When I look at photos of the real car, there is no vent there. So this might be accurate as well. Or is this a... yeah, strange. I wonder if that's a casting problem. I'll have to research that some more. Okay, on the top here we seem to have some graphics and some holes. These holes actually do go in. Look at my pick. Why? I don't know. What are those? I don't know. Interesting. Okay, some depth there. Kind of an orange peely paint though. Not a really smooth paint job at all on this Majorette. And then the windows are totally blacked out. But being a concept car, maybe it didn't have much of an interior worth mimicking anyways. Okay, but yeah, the rear view here, this looks actually pretty correct. All these holes here, and they're physically molded in, right? So there's air passing through. And interesting, this is blacked out, but this is smoked. This is actually a smoked plastic, but that's black plastic. So that's strange. Why would they have a separate material there? Because I don't really see, there's no engine down there. It's just a base pan that we're looking at through that. So why wouldn't that just be black also? Strange. Okay. Little indication of some small windows here. Alright. So now we got the Renault printing here. It's not bad. Unfortunately the wing is kind of messy. Like the orange is missing there. It's not laid on properly there. It's only covering half. And then some chunks are missing, probably from being pulled off of a molding screw. So that's too bad. But this wasn't a really expensive model, so I guess I gotta be a little more lenient. Alright, so we do at least have some black paint on the mirrors, but none on the reflective areas, but I wouldn't expect that at a model of this price. Some depressions here I assume are for some hood release latches, and then some orange paint here for maybe, I don't know what those would be for. Maybe this piece comes off. But yeah, this is supposed to be a ram air vent for that engine, and could use a little black there, but I don't see anything. And unfortunately I'm now noticing a chip missing here. There's a chip of paint gone here. That's not a graphic, that's just paint chipped off. Okay, so yeah, well, all in all, I think it's still a pretty cool model. I mean, I don't know of another 1/64 scale model of this car, so it's quite interesting. I never knew this car even existed. I think it looks cool. I mean, it looks like it could be a production car. This whole rear end is very supercar-ish, right? Reminds me of McLaren's or something like that. Okay, so let me, as tradition, I'm gonna hold it in this position here, and hopefully I can mimic the wheels that I see in the photos behind. Okay guys, so I managed to print up some new wheels here that look pretty similar to the real car. I didn't do anything else. I didn't add any extra paint or anything like that, so it's just the wheels. I did put in a brake system back there, but it does spin with the wheels themselves. You can see the caliper there, I think, a little bit. So let me pull up a picture of the real images here, and we'll get Mr. Spins. Well, actually, let me just hold it here. So let's see. Yeah. The only issue is the real car has orange stripe around the perimeter, and there's just no way I would get that to be consistently painted on something that small. It was a challenge enough just to paint the center orange. I had to customize a paintbrush to do that. But other than that, I think proportionally they look pretty correct. So I'm really glad I got this model. Again, I knew nothing about it, but it's nice to see Majorette do these sort of things. One other bit of information is I mentioned that front vent, and it is accurate. You'll see this picture here of the real car driving around. There is a vent on that side, but it's not on this side. You know, it's not there on that side of the car. It's kind of a mystery. I'm not sure why they would have that vent there. Maybe there's like a computer or something back there. I don't know. That would make no sense to have in a bumper. So anyways, it's nice to see Majorette make these things. I'm going to have this thing sitting in my cabinet next to the Alpine Gran Turismo cars made by Majorette as well. So, okay, thanks for watching, and adieu.